You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Arizona.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for James. You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Arizona wins it. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it. Welcome, everyone, to the final game of the college basketball season. Tonight, we will crown the winner of this year's tournament. And no matter what the outcome here tonight, what a ride it has been. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers and Arizona.
Kevin, this is the night where we are going to see some intense basketball. High energy, lay it all out on the line for college hoops. Everything these young players have worked towards their entire life comes down to this exact moment.
And you can bet, Clark, that each and every player here tonight feels the importance of this game like no other in their lives, really. A big key in coming through in a big game like this is how well you can compose yourself. How do you handle the pressure of the big stage? We'll find out soon enough which of these teams has the ability to harness all of that raw energy and focus on getting the job done.
Let's check out Wisconsin's starting lineup. They've got Decker. Hill is out there with Hawkins. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Evans in at the power forward position.
And with any championship game, you know that every player going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
You know, Wisconsin has not historically had a lot of players in the NBA. That number, however, could be growing in the next few seasons. I mean, they have a few, but for the most part, their winning has come through solid team play.
Here is Hawkins. Right side Hill to end the run. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
James against Evans. It's tipped. Hawkins with it. Evans left side. stolen by James.
And as we see Freak...
That was incredible.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
And Fisher kicks to Wade. Goes up on the wing. The shot is off. So Arizona will take it the other way. James right side. Hollins passes to Lawson. And a wide open look for James. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. And that's 13 points for Freak. Taking a look at Arizona. James in a two-guard. Ewing is out there with Williams, and it's Hollins in at the three, the four-man position. Now here is Hill. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the three, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
On the wing, James. 16 points for him. Wisconsin trails by 7, and Hill has it in the corner. And again, it's Wisconsin with the three.
Timely passing leads to assist, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication.
And welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
And in a championship game like this one, guys, you would have expected a close battle. I don't think either side is going to be able to run away and hide in this one.
And Greg, tight games like this are where legends are born. I mean, if a player like Freak can come up huge in this final half of play, he'll anchor himself in school history as one of the greats to ever play the game.
And Wisconsin, looking at who they've got. We've got Hawkins. He's out there with Hill. Decker is out there with Kaminsky. And it's Evans in at the 4.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
From deep, James, the Badgers pull it in. Hawkins kicks to Hill, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Just absolute domination in this one for Hill. He's got 11 points, and he's bringing 3 3-point bombs so far.
Don't stop. Don't hesitate. Keep firing from out there when the shot's falling like this.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
And guys, one big story that we have in this championship game is that a guy like Freak could boost his draft stock quite a bit. A win here could catapult him up the big boards of a lot of teams.
And you know, while it's just one game, scouts will get a chance to see how he plays on the big stage. Knowing a player is at his best when the lights are brightest is a big plus in GM's books. This game's still very much up in the air. I mean, this is where you start to separate the men from the boys and where heroes are born.
And one team looking to ice the win, the other hoping to force OT. I think right now you lean on your stars and get the ball to Freak every chance you get. to try and come away here with the title.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Kicks it to Gibson. The Badgers working the ball around now.
And that's how it's find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Here's James. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Lewis checked in for Arizona. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Williams. James in at shooting guard. And it's Lewis in at the 5 down low.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Hawkins kicks to Evans. Pass to Hawkins. Back to Evans. To the middle. Here's Hawkins. And the rejection by James. Lewis outside. Back to James. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful shot. That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
James checked in for Arizona. And Wisconsin going with almost an entirely new group here. Here's Hawkins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for Arizona.
Their high-energy defensive effort is paid.
And Arizona also making a switch. James is checked in. Here's the Badgers with the ball. 9-point game. The pass to Walker. The tray. It's hauled in by Arizona. And stolen by Fisher.
Just too much of a deficit to overcome.
Just not enough clicks and ticks left on that clock in this one, Greg.
The drive by James, and he slams it one-handed.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
So Arizona wins it. Shut.
Hello?
Hey, Ma, it's me.
Hey, Frequency.
Hi.
Good evening and welcome to the NBA Draft. With the first pick in the NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Willie James from the University of Arizona.